Todd Bright. Welcome to All in Gestures Workshop Redline Live feedback session. It's a mouthful, but this is our time where we get to go over your drawings. So thank you to our members who have submitted their work. And for those of you who are joining me live, or if you're on YouTube, you can submit any questions you might have. This is also a Q&A session. So we're going to go over a bunch of drawings from, like I said, our students, our members, and answer any Q&A you might have. So yeah, for those of you who are with us, who are members, get in that chat, scroll down. All right, we are a little bit behind in our feedback, so we got lots of different themes to go over. I see Erica, hello. How goes it? Let's see here. RW, I have bunches of drawings from you both. All right, let's do it. All right. Oh, and for those of you who are joining us and visiting or catching this recording, I have a little basics tutorial. So if you go to my Instagram or my YouTube, there's a link to a little thing. It's called a Stan Store, and that's where you can find a basics tutorial video along with a little discount to take our workshop, which is live on Saturdays, but recorded and posted the same day. And we have a crazy cool community of artists who get in the mud together. And yeah, it's good stuff. So check it out, man. Sweet. All right. Sorry, I'm hopped up on coffee, and we just finished one of our workshops. And I'm looking for buttons to push. Come on. Oh, there it is. My computer always decides to do different things to me all the time. But it's part of the fun. Okay, we're going to look at Miss Erica's drawings. Erica, I love this drawing. I think this is wonderful. Really nice feeling, really fast and loose. I remember this pose, and I remember the drawing that I did as well, just like, just really loving. There's something about it, I don't know, but all that to say, I love it. I think you captured a really nice feeling here in movement. Let's see, this one. Let's see here. What is she doing? Just a little thing here. Let's see. There we go. This is just a quick thing. I think you got enough. I love the break in the wrist you captured there. That was good. But just for gravity's sake, and I do love I think the ground plane looks good. But what I might do is just give a little bit of gravity to her butt, because we all have that soft tissue, right? And she had like those shorts on. This is just little stuff, but I might, it's like when we go into seated poses, it's like the gravity of the chair that she's sitting on, or in this case, the floor that you're sitting on, it's like it's going to push up against that. And you get a little bit of that squish happening. And we just had a session where we analyzed movement and poses and went through a lot of sequential stuff, and talked about animation principles and things like that. And squash and stretch is an animation principle, right? And there's that might be too much according to that angle, but just getting that push up, okay? But squash and stretch can exist in a single drawing like this, okay? So it's like another one of those drawing and animation principles, okay? So just a little thing, yeah. Let's see, this lean back one here. Let's see. I'll try to find this pose. I like the exaggeration you had. Let's see here. There we go. Hey, Corey. What's up, Corey and Dory? What's up, dudes? Awesome. Let's see, I like the exaggeration. Let's see here. Yeah, there's something cool about it going on. I like the choices that you made, and I almost, I don't know if it's the angle of her head. It's kind of like this, but it's matching. There's something that uh, I'm always looking for opposite angles and things because it adds dynamic. But let's see, like this leg. Let's see, the model, she was looking more straight on, like, or down. And I like that you chose to, she's looking up like something big maybe coming at her. And so as a drawing, and I don't mind the reaching back. As a drawing, I'm wondering what's the best solution here. Because I don't want her to, and yours doesn't feel relaxed, but just just trying to analyze it for myself here. Uh, I might bring that leg up like she's really scurrying to get away, like, ah, you know. Just trying to think of that frantic feeling, right? Because, you know, for those of us, for those of you guys joining in or watching this recording, right? It's like we want to get that feeling that, what do you call that? Performance. Gesture drawing is all about performance. It's that essence, right? And what's that performance we can get out of this thing? I think, let's see here. Yeah, because I like what you did with the angle of her head. Let's see here. I'm going to keep that. And I think what's happening is I'm trying to, I don't mind the torso turning away, but if, I don't know. I'm trying to, like I said early on in my deliberation here, is like I'm trying to think of angles that are opposites, right? So if her head is like this or angle and the shoulders are at this angle, it's like it matches a little bit too much. So I'm trying to think like, okay, do I turn the head or do I turn the shoulders? Like, what can I do opposites wise, you know? And I think that's what I'm doing here a little bit. I don't know. All that to say, I like it. I'm just trying to doodle on it a little bit here. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something there. But all that to say, oh, look, you did that flat thing on her butt. Very good. Well, what can I say, Erica? Really nice work. I'm having a hard time picking it apart. Good job. All right, so here we go. RW. Lots of drawings. Thank you for submitting so much work the past couple weeks here. Uh, this to me, it's like she has like a sad pose moment or something's happening here. This is the Laura Croft, I think, right? I'm trying to remember. Well, regardless, sorry, I was doing tech stuff, trying to find that pose. I feel like if she's sad, I almost want her to be hugging. And this leg, I think we could do something a little different with. Thank you, RW. So yes, it is. Okay, Laura. Couldn't find the pose, but I'm just gonna go with your feeling here. I feel like she's doing that leg hugging thing, which is a really interesting, like sad kind of thing to do when we like you're almost like you're hugging, comforting yourself. Got the head down. And that arm, I want that connected to her leg. That makes sense. So I'm going to keep your head the way it is. Let's just say, right? I like that you have that wrapping around. Let's see where her leg is there. Here's her front leg. Come on, Photoshop. Fatten up my brush here or something. You got a nice angle down on the head, which I like. And I'm just kind of tweaking, okay? I think that way with Erica's too, just kind of tweaking. That I really make the best solution here, you know? It's like, again, this week I've been animating a lot. And I've been going through like, okay, is this the best solution to this problem, you know? Is this the best pose for this attitude or blah, 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 you know? So always asking that question, even in a quick gesture drawing class, you know? We're analyzing action. Like I'm changing this arm now. I'm going to have it hugging the other leg. And you can do that, right? I'm kind of going sad style. What's that? Laura Croft has that braid, right? Okay. Yeah, so if I'm taking this direction of going that she's exhausted or sad or defeated, it's like I might do some stuff to change it up just a little bit, you know? Maybe even I could have brought those legs in more closer to her body, like that fetal kind of position, or that not that whole position, you know, but that that idea. Okay. All right, moving on. Moving on. Move that over here. There we go. And what else? Very cool. It's nice reaching pose. Is that crawling? I love the snake. Love the storytelling. When you guys get into that kind of idea, very, very fun. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna try to find this pose here. Bear with me. Might not find this pose, I don't know. I think that's it. There it is. Boop. All right, there's our model Lindsay doing the reach. So I can see that you really pushed it. Very cool. I like that it's almost like she's reaching over a chasm or something. Again, I love the narrative that you're putting in there. Very cool. I might do some stuff just to mix it up a little bit. I feel like her shoulders, and this is maybe some technical stuff, but her shoulders are getting the same width as her hips. I think we could maybe mix that up. And this is where you get into decision making. And sometimes it helps to get out of your chair, you know, when you're doing these things. And move that out of the way before I knock it over. But like, if somebody's reaching and you're choosing to, and I could tell in your drawing, obviously that arm up, it's like, is she reaching more and and you did all that stuff, you push the pose. And if I'm reaching this way, is there any twist in there that I want to capture? Or is she leaning more like this? You know, it's like, what do you want to do? Is she leaning forward, like with her body? So I'm going to do that because I feel like that's a little bit more what you're doing. So I'm just going to turn her a little bit. Like I'm going to add a little bit of a twist extra. And I might thrust her head a little more forward. And whatever it is that she's leaning for. And Dory had a question in there. I'm going to read it real quick because I think it might relate to what I'm about to do. I've been trying to work on how to draw a torso twist. Yep, it is. Okay. If there's a drawing that uses any in this session, could you offer any tips? Okay, good. Good question. This has a little bit of a torso twist. So twist, again, because RW, you went for the exaggeration of the idea, which I love, so well done. But I'm trying to see here, how can we exaggerate it? And twist is always a detail, you know. In this case, I think it's subtle, you know. But I feel like it's a tool, you know, it's a wonderful tool that you can use to push here. I'm kind of doing some weird squatting here. All right, but yeah, let's see. Just a little bit. It's getting that forward thrust, you know, because she's reaching for something. And again, I did this earlier, right? You could reach like this, you know, or you could reach forward like, you know, like that with the chest forward, which I'm going to go that way, you know, or you can go, you know, but again, it's finding that right solution and all of that. So I feel like I'm going to drag that hair. That's what that's supposed to be. She has a long ponytail, but maybe not, maybe too long in my drawing. But anyway, I love what you did with the exaggeration. I'm trying to push that just a little bit and giving a little bit of a pinch in that anatomy too. Woman's hip. This is a general rule, you know, as far as like general anatomy, but not always the case, right? But in general, men are wide at the shoulders and their hips are further in. It's to hold more muscle, right? And women are generally wider at the hip, narrow at the shoulder, and because of the baby thing, right? So it's just like the way the bone structure is generally. Everybody's a little different, I guess, sometimes, but like it's one of those things. But neither the man nor the woman generally will have shoulders and hips on themselves the same distance. And so I'm trying to push that a little bit because that distance like a little even. Does that make sense? So like this distance and this distance, they look a little even. And so I think adding that twist kind of helped turn that shoulder in to help that, right? And real quick, just in case we don't get any more twist poses today, just to get Dory's question in there. If that's the rib cage turned, and then the hips, it's like the bottom of that rib cage. I don't have my skeleton in here. I have one in my body, so I'm going to point to it. The bottom of the rib cage goes down, and those hips in our bones, they come up pretty close to the bottom of the rib cage. Okay, so they always are relating, and they're a great thing to do. So I track, when I do a twist, I track that sternum, which is in the middle, your breastplate, and I track it down to that belly button, right? and that hip cavity. So, and whatever's going on there with the legs or whatever, you know. But I track those things, okay? And like the center line, which is that sternum, and then the center line of your hips. And that belly button kind of follows that twist. It's a little higher up maybe, but you know, all that to say. And we talk sometimes about the torso bean, which I learned from Glenn Villapoo a while back. Amazing master figure drawer. You can kind of relate that bean to the twist, right? It's like those two things locked together. All right. So very, very cool. And like they can do a little bit of, we talk about squash and stretch, right? If character's bending over, so that top part of the bean there is our rib cage, and that can fold over and bend relating to the hips. So using that bean shape can help track your form a little bit. Okay, so that was kind of hitting two birds with one stone there as far as our artists. So thank you for the question, Dory. And RW, I love how hard you're pushing your poses. Really good. Alrighty. And let's see here. How are we doing on time? I have no idea. It's Saturday. Who cares? All right. All right. This one. This is a tough one here, this angle. But I love that you went for it. I'm going to try to find it. Because I think there's some things we could do with shapes here. She looks a little flat, and this is a tough one. I didn't draw this shape or this pose either, but here's our pose from class. Just throwing it on there. You can see it. Really cool. And I love that you chose the cobra idea. Very cool idea. Again, fun narratives. But in order to, there's so many different ways you can go, I feel like. The class, Lindsay's head was kind of like the thing that was breaking the line of her body. So let's do that real quick. You know, with these foreshortened shapes, or foreshortened angle, like meaning stuff coming at you. You did a great job, like tracking your ground plane. Really nice. That really helps when you're structuring these crazy things. Whatchamacallit? I think you got a nice angle to the, I think you see that. I'm going to push that arm back though. I think even Lindsay's was back a little bit. It's almost like she's reaching for the cobra. That might have been an afterthought. Very Indiana Jones, by the way. Well done. Best movie of all time. Anyway. Okay, so you have the head, and let's do this real fast. And then underneath that will be your torso. We were talking about shapes there a second ago. Sorry, lost my train of thought. And again, that torso, right? And there's the hips back there underneath that, okay? And so you're going to have those overlapping shapes. So you kind of have to ask yourself, what's in the front here, okay? And in this case, her rear end is behind there. That back leg is, even here with this foreshortened view, I want to think about angles and overlapping shapes, like the angle meaning of her hips and her shoulders, okay? Like the shoulders are kind of doing this. That back leg is up, so I'm going to exaggerate and push maybe that hip being up. Then you have your back foot back there. Maybe it's hidden, maybe it's not, I don't know. But all that to say, things got a little flat, a little bit on the same plane, like squish. And so I'm just trying to exaggerate or differentiate the those major landmarks, which would be her shoulders and torso, her hip back here, and then those legs going back in space. You barely see this one kind of going back here. And you could even do stuff, move things around. You're like, I don't like that angle. I'm going to disappear that leg entirely. Just make sure it works. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, just giving that a little bit more structure. Okay. It's a tough one, but I love that you went for it. And narrative-wise, I might have... I don't know. I don't mind what you did with the hand there. Maybe she's about to grab the snake. You know, and this arm is... I'm just kind of... Staging-wise, I'm going to pull that arm back, because she had it pulled back a little bit already, which is cool. Snake. But staging-wise, if I pull it back a little bit more, it gives the snake a little bit more of a stage there. Okay, a little bit more of a frame. More room to be snaky. Cool. But yeah, that's all. Okay, moving on. Thank you for submitting RW. You submitted a lot more, but for the sake of time, I'm gonna move on. Oh, that was oh, very cool. Oh, I love this. Let's see, this one. I loaded this one, RW, and I was gonna say to like dip that shoulder more like this, and again, I'll be really fast here. I won't do a big chat, but just exaggerating a little bit more, like bringing that arm down. I'm not sure if this was like the beginning of a swing or the end of a swing. And again, you know, we just did that action analysis session, right? And these are the things you ask. But I wanted to dip that shoulder a little bit and free up that head, you know? Again, staging is where it's at. Like, that's what we're doing. We're trying to be clear storytelling to our audience, and that's what staging is, right? But all that to say, I think you did a pretty good job at doing that here, that dip, but I think we could even do it a little bit more, okay? And I don't know if it was crossing under or over his leg. If it's over, yeah, I wanna, and this is a detail, but I would totally get that sword away from his foot. That little tangent there is too fierce. So clear it up, clear that staging, okay? And then the head, I might, again, clear that thing. So anyway, all that to say, very cool. Thank you, RW. Okay. Mr. Corey, here we go. Alrighty. Okay, so we have different characters here. I know because we're a few weeks behind in our feedback. We have Simon Belmont of Castlevania, and for those of you who are joining us on YouTube and stuff, we're just finishing up a gaming themes month. We did this all of March. We have one more straggler, I think, maybe next week. We'll see, but we'll be hitting all new themes in April. Let's see here. Okay, I don't have this pose in front of me, Corey, but I think proportions-wise, it's like you really have made an improvement. I love the drawing all the way on the right over there. Very nice. The one in the middle has really nice proportions, feels good. Sorry, let me turn off a drawing here. There we go. And the other one feels good too on the left there, proportions wise. But I feel like maybe we could be more dangerous, you know? Let's see here. I feel like maybe, again, I'm going to just scribble here. I wonder if we could push this a little bit more. Like, I don't have, this was our model Ralph, who was our assignment. He did a great job too. Really fun gaming month this month. It was really, really cool. Just wonder if we can push that a little bit. Like a little bit more comic booky. And again, the models aren't going to do everything we want, but we use them as a reference, right? And it's all decisions, you know. It's all decisions and stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, he had those boots on. That's right. That was a cool costume we pieced together that day. That was awesome. He was supposed to be a whole nother character, but again, life hits. We put this together. And Corey, this was your theme idea, wasn't it? Very cool. All right, anyway, all that to say, I just want to push things a little bit. I'm going to dip that shoulder down, bring that arm back, right? A little more dangerous. Does that make sense? All right, cool. Moving on. Yes, okay, Corey said, yes, that was my theme idea. For those of you who haven't joined our Discord, and if you're hanging on YouTube, seeing this recording or whatever, we have a Discord server on that app, and you can go there and join our All in Gesture Artists Discord. And it's really awesome. And that's free, so just jump in and get to see what everybody's been doing in our workshop. Okay, let's move on. I would say the same thing about those other ones. I wanted to push those as well, but I think that's the same vein. These, man, I just thought these were fantastic. You did great. I love the one on the bottom there in the middle. I think that was great. You have a really nice, I just want to point out something that you did. Really nice straight here. I love that. And I just love that lean back and that leg swoop. Like you really have some nice movement in there, really confident lines and decision making. So that's really good. The straight, we talk about straights and curves, right? Another great drawing tool and principle to use. They're opposites, right? And straights usually define the action, and curve is like volume. And I just think I love that straight in there for a gesture drawing. Really, really cool. So yeah, good stuff. That hugging pose, I think you did a pretty good job there. I like that lean over to that one leg. That's really nice. Let's see, that was a cool solution. Let's see here. This is Mr. King Candy here. I'm sorry, not King Candy. It's funny. The pant legs made me think of that. Who is this? This is Sora from Kingdom Hearts. And I'm going to blow this up a little bit. Just looking at this pose here. see. Let's see. He's obviously doing a big motion here. Leaning back. Again, so again, it's kind of fun. We just did that action analysis workshop. But like, I'm looking at this drawing here of him swinging back, and let's see, which way am I going here with the camera? There I am. So with this motion, I could take it like he's about to, I feel like he's right in the middle, but I almost want to like push him a little bit more forward, at least his chest, even if you wanted to leave his arms or his legs straight like that. But like, I feel like he could either go one way or the other. He could either, whoa, this thing is heavy, I'm going to fall backwards. Or, you know, if you do that motion yourself and you're about to go forward, your chest is going to lead the way, right? Oof, and that arm is still maybe going back a little bit, and then your arm is going to catch up. So, let's see. So I just want to push something here. I want to get that chest feeling going forward, maybe. I mean, that key prop that we had is in real life is very heavy. But I feel like I want to get that feeling of that moving forward idea. So he's like, sorry, this way. So here, and then would he be leaning, rocking forward yet on his foot? Maybe. It's a decision, you know. You don't have to do this with this leg, but maybe push it even further back, you know. Just getting that big movement, you know, and all of a sudden and I'll just keep your head where it was. I had those cool sleeves, you know, and you already got those pants in there, but let's see. But I'll say, really thinking about what's leading the motion, and I just wanted to mainly get that chest leading a little bit. That way it doesn't feel like he's going to fall backwards or something. Okay? So yeah, that's all. Alrighty. Moving on. Shrink these down. I like making these little guys over here on the side. A little collection. Guys have been working hard. Thank you, Corey. And let's see. Is that everybody? Dory, I thought you had submitted some stuff. Dory, did you submit stuff? Just let me know in the chat, because I thought I had brought some of your stuff in, but I don't see it in my file here. If not, we will move on and call it a day, and you guys are gonna have a great weekend. Yeah. All right, I think that's it. I think that's everybody. If I missed you, Dory, I'm so sorry. Okay, you did a while ago. Okay, just making sure. Didn't want to miss you. So I was like moving pretty fast this morning. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for joining us today. It was kind of a crazy day here at All in Gesture this morning, but we had a really good workshop and lots of cool stuff. We just had a ton of great themes. Even the past couple of months, I feel like the models have really been bringing the passion, and we have a lot of actor models, and they just really bring their skills, and it's really fun. So anyway, get out and draw in the wild. We talked about that this morning. Keep your sketchbook on you, get out there, collect those thoughts, collect those observations, and we will see you back next week at All in Gesture and Redline Live. All right, have a great weekend. Thanks, guys.